responsible for their deaths. Charley Boy speaks on loss of his 3 brothers. Charley Boy, a veteran Nigerian entertainer, shared a painful family history during an interview. He believes he is responsible for the passing of his 3 younger brothers. This revelation was made while discussing his memoir titled 999. Veteran Nigerian entertainer and social commentator Charley Boy has spoken about a painful chapter in his family history, revealing that he believes he bears responsibility for the passing of his 3 younger brothers. I'm sure probably he's just blaming himself for probably the circumstances surrounding their passing. The outspoken entertainer made the disclosure during an interview with News Central TV while discussing his memoir 999, which chronicles some of the experiences and events that have shaped his life. Reflecting on his childhood and family background, Charley Boy recalled that his mother had 3 more sons after giving birth to him. Sadly, he said none of his younger brothers survived. Speaking emotionally about the losses, the entertainer said he considered himself responsible for their passing. How? He said, "My mother had 3 other boys after me, but I think that I kpai all of them. I would say I'm responsible for their death," he stated. In what sense, Charley Boy, however, did not provide a detailed explanation of what he meant by that statement. He appeared to connect the death to circumstances surrounding his own birth and the events that followed. His revelation comes after he recently opened up about other deeply personal aspects of his life, including his sexuality, as he continues to share intimate details of his journey through his memoir. Okay, I don't know, maybe something happened and he's blaming himself, or I don't know. All I always say is your ways need to be straightened. Try to be pure. Imagine your writings like my private part, etc. Nowadays, speaking in video only makes a mockery of you. What's wrong with talking about his private parts? Mr. Oladele. Also says, God knows. Clement says, life no balance and it is a mystery. Akadebambo says, your writing up is a junk and a waste of time. Because really, what's the cocoa? Yeah, maybe it has to do with the rhesus factor in the bloodline of his parents. That's very possible. Because a lot of people don't know their rhesus factor and the what is it called now? The implications of not knowing your rhesus factor, because a lot of hospitals don't know about these things. That's why you go to a good hospital, go to general hospital, go to a good private hospital, because your blood type, if it is rhesus negative or rhesus positive, it affects. Because if you're rhesus negative and your husband is probably a rhesus positive, which is most likely the case, the rhesus negative is there. A lot of us have it, like I'm rhesus negative as well. If you get pregnant and you have a child, there's an injection that you are supposed to take. If you don't take that injection, because that your own blood will be seen, that blood, your baby's blood, as a foreign blood. And for first pregnancy, it doesn't really show. It happens in second pregnancy, third pregnancy, and all of that, like that. If you don't take that Rogam injection, there's a Rogam injection, and a lot of our parents, as at that time, did not know. A lot of our parents, during the olden days, that's why some people say they are having abiku. It's not abiku. Sometimes it's the rhesus positive, negative stuff. So they'll have one child, and then the subsequent children they'll start losing them, and then they'll say abikune. No, it's not abiku. It's the rhesus negative or positive. A lot of people still do not know. Even in these 2020s, you'll be surprised that a lot of people still don't know about that thing. Even if you have a miscarriage, a first child miscarriage, that blood has mixed up. So it will start seeing that blood as a foreign blood and start fighting when it sees it. So even if you have a miscarriage or you have an abortion, you have to take that injection. This topic is always very personal to me when I'm talking about it. And Namba says maybe it has to do with the rhesus. Okay. Anthony says, if you like, disguise 666 mark of the beast, the end shall tell. Obre says, say 666, don't turn it down, bro. I know farm after pain. Luke says, you assume self-guilt while you may be innocent. You are just blaming yourself in what you know nothing about. Exactly. You might also be blaming himself. This can be a dangerous psychological issue. Matt says, I'm more concerned about his sexuality. Is he heterosexual or hermaphrodite? Go and buy the book and read it now if you want to know. Adeleke says it's not 999. They don't expose themselves like that. Adi says, no, he didn't say the truth. Yes, because I was in their house together with his sibling when his rival cultist entered the house and he, Charley boy, managed to escape and the gang driver descended on his brother and unalived them. However, for God so kind for me, I escaped, to glory be to God. Now, wow, okay now. Ochovechi says the Bible talks about the 999, which is the mark of the beast. That's 666, sha. The demon in the book of Revelation, the 999 and the confession has something in common. Okay. Joseph says he's supposed to be arrested for murder. Mom says, imagine, say the type of people who are campaigning for Peter Obi. Are you sick? Moruf, see where this one is going to. Which one be hear their confession and other old Baba is even worse. When he was in government office, God forbid this group of people to inherit political power in our nation. You are sick. Moruf, I beg. Cornelia says, my mother had 3 other boys after me, but I think that I bad all of them. I'll say I'm responsible for their deaths, he stated. This is senseless in its entirety. Possibly his position has blinded him to accept what he doesn't know how it all came about. Do not forget, life and death are in the issues of the mouth. Life and death are in the hands of God. So refrain from claiming what you cannot bear. Its consequences. Be guided, Mr. Charley boy, as a brother and friend. Chinyo says you fit be your banje, way dey your head too much. I know, he says, how did you do it, with knife or Jasminia? I wonder. Okay now. And Letitia says, this man is a man of show. Believe him at your own risk. The day I saw this man in Aba, OMG, I almost lost control of the steering. So fresh and much younger. That was last year or so. He drove his power bike while his team drove series of cars behind him. Sure man, live longer, okay? Timothy says, yes, he might be right. The effort his parents brought to keep him straight must have cost them, the parents, to neglect his siblings. A wayward child that he was. Okay, conclusion. The police is supposed to take over from this point. I beg. Jijoma said, Charlie boy is a sportsman. Every morning, Charlie boy is on the road while you are still in bed. Jerry says, I swear, I see him sometimes. I love Guaripa Road. Very healthy. Amici said, Charlie boy is a comic character. Take him serious at your own peril. I think just says, you were all young then and their deaths may not be connected to you, and if they are alive, you may not be known. Secondly, you have added their own star to yours. Now, listeners, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.